Welcome to the Insider's Guide to Custom Homes. I am Rick Bell, founder of Landmark Custom Homes. After 4 decades of building custom homes in South Florida, I created this podcast to help you navigate the journey from dream to design all the way to move-in day. No fluff or heavy jargon here, just straight talk and real-world insights to help you build smarter and avoid costly mistakes. Today, we're diving into the role of owners' representatives in high-end custom home projects, who they are, what they do, and how they can make your custom home building experience smoother. Let's get started. What is an owner's representative? The home building industry has evolved a lot in the years I've been in business. One innovation that's increasingly popular among those building high-end custom homes is the use of an owner's representative, often called an owner's rep. Simply put, an owner's rep is a consultant who looks out for you, the homeowner, throughout the design and construction process. This role isn't one size fits all. There's no single standard for what an owner's rep does. However, the common thread is that they keep owners informed and act as an intermediary between the owner and all the other parties involved, the architects, engineers, designers, and ultimately the contractor who will build the home. In essence, an owner's rep is there to ensure all the pieces come together in your best interest. Why you might need an owner's representative. Imagine this scenario. You live in New York and you want to build a luxury custom home in Miami on the Intracoastal Waterway. How do you even begin the process? Sure, you could hire a realtor to find a piece of land, then bring in an architect to design the home. And maybe that architect could recommend a contractor to build it. Sounds simple, right? Not so fast. There are countless details and specialized consultants that need attention from the very start. Who's going to manage all of this if you're thousands of miles away with no local knowledge? You might think, I'll just hire a great builder and they'll handle everything. For example, you could hire a well-regarded contractor like Landmark Custom Homes to assemble the team. But if you're that New Yorker building in South Florida, you likely don't know the local builders or their reputations. Certainly not well enough to trust any of them blindly to act in your fiduciary interest. So what's the alternative? This is where the owner's representative comes in. A seasoned owner's rep knows how to put all the pieces together. They'll keep you, the owner, fully informed and create a fair playing field when assembling your project team. In other words, the owner's rep helps vet and coordinate architects, designers, and contractors, providing you with choices tailored to your vision and needs. Their only agenda is your best interest, so you can proceed with confidence even if you're not on the ground managing the day-to-day details. So where in the process does an owner's rep step in, and what does that look like in practice? Let me share a real-world example from one of our recent custom home projects. In this case, the owners were very hands-on. They did extensive research and interviewed several architects until they found one who really understood their unique style and goals. They even approached Landmark Custom Homes, my firm, because they admired some of the houses we built. At one point, they considered purchasing one of our model homes. In the end, that model was too small and not personalized enough for them, so we helped with their land search and initial due diligence for a new build. However, these owners ultimately decided they wanted someone independent on their team, an unbiased advocate who would look after their interests throughout the project. They brought on an owner's representative named Tom Caloris, a seasoned pro with a background in commercial construction whom they had known and trusted for years. I met Tom over lunch with the owners, and we welcomed him onto the team. From day one, he attended every meeting with the architect, the owners, and me. Tom was in the trenches with us throughout the project, helping keep everyone focused on the owner's ultimate goals. Tom proved to be invaluable. He was instrumental in keeping the budget on track and the owners informed. For instance, when the owners considered expanding the scope of the home, making the house even bigger and more elaborate, Tom helped them weigh the wants versus the needs. He provided tools and advice so the owners could evaluate upgrades objectively, which let them feel in control of their decisions rather than overwhelmed. As with most high-end builds, we hit a number of technical challenges during construction. Even the best architects and engineers can't anticipate every little detail needed to bring a one-of-a-kind design to life. That's when Tom really shined. He stepped in to coordinate mock-ups and tackle constructability issues on the fly. He helped our team at Landmark navigate those challenges and often served as a mediator when discrepancies or misunderstandings arose between various parties. In the end, Tom was a tremendous asset to the entire team, not just the owners. He even assisted with the financial side. Whenever our team submitted a pay application, a bill for work completed that month, the owners would review it with Tom. He would double-check that everything was fair and square, that they were paying for work actually in place and completed properly. This gave the owners extra peace of mind that their money was being spent wisely each step of the way. Tom is a great example of how an owner's rep can help navigate the entire custom home process, from planning to design to construction. He made sure the owner's interests were front and center, and that ultimately led to a successful project and happy homeowners. By now, you might be thinking, this sounds great. How do I find an owner's rep that's right for me? The answer will depend on your specific situation and needs. If you're not lucky enough to have someone like Tom on speed dial, you'll need to do a bit of homework. Plan to meet with a few candidates, ask good questions, and see who you feel comfortable with. Essentially, you're hiring a key advisor for your project, so vetting them is important. One challenge is that the owner's rep field is still pretty new in residential construction, and it's not heavily regulated. There's currently no formal license or national certification specifically for owner's reps in custom home building. It's a bit of a wild west out there. Anyone can call themselves an owner's rep, so it falls on you to check their qualifications and track record carefully. The good news is there are common sense criteria and standards you can use to evaluate potential owner's reps. Here are some key questions to consider as you interview and vet these professionals. How long have they been working as an owner's representative? Experience matters. Someone who's done this for years will have encountered more scenarios and likely has more problem-solving know-how. What is their background? Look at their past experience in construction, architecture, engineering, and finance. A well-rounded background or a strong expertise in one of these areas can be a big plus. How many projects have they successfully managed? Past success is a good indicator. Have they overseen projects similar to yours in size and complexity? Can they provide references from past clients? Ideally, at least 5 references from homeowners they've represented. Talking to previous clients will give you insight into what it's like to work with this rep. Do they work solo or have a team? An owner's rep might be a one-person operation or a part of a firm. One person can only handle so much at once. So if your project is large or you need extra support, a rep with a team, even an assistant or two, could make a difference. What are their fees and how are they structured? Understand how they charge. Is it a flat fee, hourly, monthly retainer, or a percentage of the project cost? Make sure it fits your budget and expectations. What services do they offer? Some owners' reps might only handle pre-construction planning, while others stay on throughout construction and even the final walkthrough. Get a clear list of the services they will and won't provide so you know what you're paying for. Do they have availability for your project? Ask about their current workload. What is their capacity right now? And will they be able to devote the necessary time and resources to your custom home? You want someone who isn't stretched too thin and can give your project the attention it deserves. By going through this list, you'll begin to get a feeling for which candidate is the right fit. Trust and communication are huge. You should feel that the rep gets your vision and has your back. So now that you know what you're looking for in a great owner's rep, the next question is, where do you find them? This part can be tricky. A quick Google search or asking your go-to AI assistant might turn up some names, but in my experience, the best owner's rep often come through word of mouth. Many homeowners find their rep by asking other homeowners who have built custom homes. Did you use an owner's rep? Would you recommend them? Personal referrals like that are gold. But beyond word of mouth, you do have other avenues to explore if you don't already have a recommendation in hand. Consider these sources for finding potential owner's rep candidates. Real estate attorneys. Professionals who handle real estate transactions or construction contracts often network within the industry. Your real estate attorney, or one you trust, may know reputable owners' reps who specialize in high-end projects. Custom home builders. Experienced builders like Landmark Custom Homes or others in your area have likely worked alongside owners' reps in the past. Don't hesitate to ask builders for recommendations. They can often point you toward owners' reps who've impressed them on job sites. Architects and designers. Architects who design luxury custom homes sometimes partner with owners' reps to help manage projects. If you have an architect or interior designer on board, or even ones you've interviewed, ask if they can refer an owner's rep. They might know someone who would be a good fit for you and your project team. Professional networks like LinkedIn and directories. Do some online sleuthing. Search LinkedIn for titles like owner's representative or owner's rep in your region. You may discover independent consultants or firms that specialize in this service. There are also construction and project management directories and associations where qualified owners' reps might be listed. Little research here can go a long way. Industry associations and forums. Look into organizations related to custom home building or construction project management. For example, local chapters of Home Builders Association or the Construction Owners Association of America might have resources or member directories. Online forums or even social media groups focused on luxury home building can also be a great place to ask for recommendations. Often, fellow homeowners or industry pros in those communities are happy to share their experience and contacts. Cast a wide net and don't rush the process. Finding the right owner's rep might take a few conversations and interviews, but given the importance of the role, it's time well spent. The goal is to find someone you trust and connect with, someone who will champion your project as passionately as you do. As we wrap up this discussion on owners' representatives, I hope you've gained a clearer picture of what they do and why they can be such a game changer for custom home projects. We've covered the basics today, but there's nothing like hearing straight from the experts. That's why I'm excited to announce that in upcoming episodes, I will be speaking with real owners' reps who do this work every day. It's going to be an interview series where these professionals share their experience, tips, and even some war stories from the field. If you're considering hiring an owner's rep, You won't want to miss those insights. So stay tuned for that in the weeks ahead. In the meantime, if you found this episode helpful, please take a moment to subscribe or follow the Insider's Guide to Custom Homes on your favorite podcast platform, or on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and all the major apps. You can also visit our website at theinsidersguidetocustomhomes.com. That's TIGTCH.com for short, for more resources, updates, and to download show notes for each episode. And if you know someone who's thinking about building a custom home, it would mean a lot if you shared this episode with them. You never know who could use a little insider guidance. I'm Rick Bell, and this has been another episode of the Insider's Guide to Custom Homes. Thank you for listening. Let's build your masterpiece the Landmark way. Stay tuned and enjoy the journey.